Hello everyone, Red Panda Bricks here, back again for another LEGO video. Today I will be doing the Ninjago villains tier list. Starting out with the different tiers, we have best, good, okay, bad, and unnecessary. Starting out, we have Lord Garmadon, which I'd say he's probably one of the best villains. He was pretty good in Season 8, 9, and 10. Though he was barely in Season 8, but I did prefer him from Season 1. Next, we have Captain Soda, which I'll put in okay, because he's kind of meh, not that good, but he did help out in Season 6. Next, we have the Evil Ninja, which, I mean, it was a pretty cool episode. I liked the Evil Ninja. It's just if they weren't in it, it wouldn't really change the show that much. Next, we have this Redstone Warrior dude. I forgot his name, but I'll put him in good. He seemed like a pretty good villain. Actually, I'll put him in okay because he didn't have that big of a role, but he was actually a pretty good villain. Next, we have the Overlord. Pretty good villain. Just not the best, but he also has one of the coolest and most expensive figures, which I pointed out before. I have the figure, just not the helmet. Next we have this Mendroid. I forgot his name. But yeah, I would probably put him in okay. Next we have Mendroid, which I guess I'll put him in unnecessary because he wasn't all that important to the show at all. He was just kind of there. Next, we have Master Chen, which I think is like Ninjago's best villain. He's a pretty funny villain. He has a pretty serious objective. And yeah, he's just a pretty cool villain. Next, we have Klaus, which I'll put in good. Probably in front of the Overlord, if it'll let me. Then we have this guy, which, okay. It's not all that great. For Samakai, I'll probably put him in a good. I think he was a very good Ninjago villain. I liked him. And then we have the... Ooh, this one's a hard one. The, Cursed Realm monster thing. I'm not really sure where to put this. Because, like, it's not really much of a villain. It doesn't have that much of a personality. I'll put it probably just at the end of okay. Next we have Moro, which I think is a very good villain. One thing I liked about him was the whole backstory. It added more lore to Ninjago, which I always like. And he's another elemental master. The only problem is, at the end of the season, he kind of just became good for no apparent reason. It just didn't really fit the character. But I do wish we'd get another LEGO figure of him with the actual green streak. That'd be pretty cool. Next we have these goons, which I'm just put them all in unnecessary. Because while they were cool, I don't think they needed to be shown as a main villain as much as they were. Take for example the Ninjas or the Untitled Warriors from Season 4. Those weren't really all main villains. They were just sort of like goons. Next we have Nauticon, which I think it's probably one of the best villains, but thinking of whether it should go in front of Garmadon or not, I'm gonna say no. Garmadon's a better villain. But yeah, he's a orange genie, pretty much, and just a good villain. Next we have this guy, which I'll put in good, because I think he's a good villain. It's nothing much to him. As for the other pirate characters, I'd probably put them... I'm not really sure. I'd probably put this guy in a bad tier, because he's not really that good at being a villain. Also, they never explained which type of servitor he was and where he came from. As for the others, I don't know. They're not all that great. They're kind of more just unnecessary. but at least they're actual villains. Next we have Yang, which I'll put him in okay, because he was a good villain in Season 5, and kind of a good villain in Day of the Departed, but it's not all that great. I'd probably put him in front of... yeah, probably in front of these characters. Next we have Knuckles, which I'm not sure why he's not closer to this guy. I'd probably put them both in good, though, because they're both funny villains. Next we have the Time Twins, which I'd probably put in, like, one of the best. I think they're really great Ninjago villains. I like their backstory and the lore that they add. And, once again, they're more elemental masters. Next we have these characters, which, I mean, I'd probably put them in... actually, one that... I think these two are probably just unnecessary. And this one... this is a tough character to do, because, like, probably just put them in bad, actually. Because I see how they're necessary, but they're just not that great. Next, we have Mr. E, which I'll put in okay. Next, we have Ultraviolet, which I'll probably put in good. Actually, no, I'll probably put in, like, somewhere between... I'll put it in okay, because it's not a bad villain, but I do find her kind of annoying. And this guy, I have no idea what his point is. It's kind of just there. Harumi, probably put in good. Pretty good villain. She had a pretty good backstory, and overall it was just a good story for the season. This guy, okay, he wasn't that bad, but definitely wasn't all that great. Next, we have... wait. Oh, next we have this guy, which apparently this isn't Crancha, so I'd probably put him in, like... I'm not sure why he's here. This is just a regular goon. I'll just put him unnecessary. This is Crancha. He goes up here. Next we have Oni. Bad. Really should have been written better. They didn't give her much of a character. Next, Aspira. Which, I mean... I didn't like her that much. She looked cool, but that was about it. Her motives weren't really that clear. And this guy, just another unnecessary sidekick. Next, we have this guy, which I'd say... I'll probably put him in okay. Probably right about better than these characters. As for the Ice Emperor, I'll put him in good. I think it was a pretty good villain. I like the twist that it was actually Zane. Even though it was kind of obvious. It's pretty good. I like how it was written. Should have at least said something about everyone he had killed. Maybe not get arrested, but like, because it was in a different realm, he kind of couldn't get arrested. But like some sort of like mental thing. Here we go, the mechanic. I'll probably put him in like one of the best. He's a pretty good villain. He was like teased in Season 4. Wasn't actually shown until Season 6. I didn't get a really big role until Season 12, which he had a pretty good villain. Speaking of Season 12, we have Unigami, which I think I'll put him in good. I think he was probably one of the best written characters in Ninjago. As for the sushi chef guy, I don't really see. It wasn't all that great. He just kind of was there. Next, we have the Skull Sorcerer, which, again, one of the best villains. I really like his story, and his reveal is actually unseen. That, and he looks really cool. Which means I'd have to put him, like, right here. As for the Skull guy, I'd probably put him, like, right next to... Actually, no. I'd probably put him in, like, okay. It's not all that great, but, like, it's also not that bad. This one is the dragon, which, good. It looks really cool. It's not much of a villain, more of a just dragon. Next we have the keeper of the amulet, whatever his name was. I put him in okay, like, he was a pretty good villain, but he wasn't all that good. Also not that much of a villain in Season 15. Which, yeah, just so you know, there will be Season 15 spoilers. So if you don't want to hear those, click away. Now that they're all gone, we can talk about this guy, Calamar. He was a pretty good villain. The only problem was he thought that sea people were superior to land people, but he never really explained why. He just kind of did. Next we have this character, which I'll just put here in okay, because she hasn't really had much of a purpose yet. She kind of just appeared in the first episode of Season 15 for no really reason yet. She'll probably appear again later, but she was also transporting the Vengestone, so that was pretty cool. Next we have Pyth, which I'm going to put up here as one of the best villains, because he has a long story, which I guess I could summarize. He got, like, released from Lloyd, and then he released the Great Devourer, which was pretty crazy. And then eventually, after he got eaten, he reappeared in Season 3. It was all, like, white, and then he helped out the Overlord, and he got shrunk, and helped out in Season 4. He was gone for Season 5, reappeared for Day of the Departed, and I don't think he's been seen again, but he's a really good villain. As for the main Serpentine tribes, I'll probably put them all in good. They're all great villains. Yeah, with my personal favorite being the blue one. Forgot his name. I think it's the Hypnobride. And we have the Fang Pyre, Venomari, and Constrictor. Something like that. And we have the Great Devourer, which probably one of the best, because it was written up to be a great big bad snake, and it lived up to that name. And it also lives up to its name of the Great Devourer. It would devour the whole city, all of Ninjago, until it was full. Next we have this guy, which, I mean, yeah, I'll put in okay. He was a pretty okay villain. There's nothing much to him. I'd probably put him, like, in front of these guys. In front of, like, these guys. Next we have Ujira, which, one of the best. I'd probably put in front of the Great Devourer. And then next we have this guy, which I'll just put in okay. Because, yeah, that's really what he was, just okay. And for some reason there's a second one of him. I'd probably put him right in front of these characters. Okay, after doing some rearranging, I have moved the Time Twins to good, and not best. And I switched the Serpentine to up here. And yeah, I just did some small rearranging. Like, I did some rearranging unnecessary and bad. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Where would you put each villain in this tier list? Like the video if you enjoy. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.